He's got the first down sprinting inside the 45. Fighting Lions all the way down to the 42-yard line. Tyrone Wheatley, the battering ram, has a Raider first down. Just then inside the Lion 30, play action bootleg. Gannon's got room to go, 25-20. When he steps out of bounds, the Raiders first down on the 15-yard line. Touchdown Raiders. Randy Jordan blocked it. It's a touchdown for the Raiders. Randy Jordan does it again.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack here, and we've already had a glitch for the evening. For some reason, I guess I'm going to have to go back into my Restream, which is supposed to automatically push this stream out to Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm not worried about Twitch. I've had zero people watch me on Twitch. Such is life. But for some reason, the Facebook feed is not working. So literally, you folks on YouTube are the only people that are seeing it, which is nice. But I usually get at least a decent size audience on Facebook. God, who the hell is already giving me the thumbs down? By God, I haven't even done anything yet. And I've already gotten a thumbs down. One thumbs up already, and one thumbs down. So I have 9 people watching. I'd like to thank Aaron, the pastor, I believe, AJ Brayhue, Mike Sarah, Jared is here, Andrew Cabral, otherwise known as Doc, and Jimmy Farrell. So we got 9 people on here. 2 thumbs up, that's nice, and 1 thumbs down. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing to get a thumbs down. I really don't know. What I did do is that no, I don't know, Ed. I don't know. I think well, yeah, I guess it might be said person. I don't know. Also, Uribe, thank you there. Yeah, well, I got 4 thumbs up, thank you. And I heard something today on, and it was God friended me. You're reaching. How am I reaching? I'm just doing my show. Anyway. So if you like, literally, if you're here, and I want, for folks that are watching, okay, I want you to comment here on the chat here. There is on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, and maybe now I know that Ed Winchell and I have spoken about this, is that maybe there is a difference in Apple users and Android users. I don't know, but if you're watching right now, and maybe you can do that, is let me know. On the bottom of the screen, it should say, like I said, the title of the broadcast, which today's is April 19, 2020. You don't know jack about sports. Sunday Funday, pandemic style, with 10 people watching. Now, right alongside that, it gives a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a share, a save, and a flag. And then there's some dots. What are the dots? It doesn't really matter what the dots are. But what I'd like for you to do is, if that's what you see, please comment in the comments section in the YouTube. Okay? because it's one of those things. Okay. Aaron Cortez gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. But I want to see if you see where it says thumbs up, thumbs down, share, and save, and then the flag. Please, if you can, share this. I push share, but I'm afraid of losing the broadcast. Really, I'm afraid of losing the broadcast. Okay? Is share this broadcast up to your friends on Facebook, on YouTube, anywhere. If you're on Twitter, hit X. You see X on top right. I don't see an X on top right. No, I don't see an X on the top right. This is all the screen. I do a picture. Like I said, there is a picture. It shows the picture, the title, how many people are watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down to share. If you can, please share the YouTube broadcast, because literally this is not going on Facebook, other than I tried to do it, and I guess maybe I can do it on another computer. Hey, Raider Javi's here. Thank you there. Raider Javi, who is the winner of the Fred Biletnikoff signed pick. It is over there. It is over here. I have it in a mailer. I actually found a mailer that is the for one of those photo mailers, and I put it in a plastic protector. I put it in a photo mailer, and as I spoke with Javi as well, I said when I get a chance to go to the post office, either tomorrow or Tuesday, because I want to get the model trains out to Ken Heverin, and I want to get the Fred Biletnikoff thing out to Raider Javi. Hey, thank you there, Oso. Thank you, sharing it up, because again, and I'll have to look at why on my restream it's not showing this. Yeah, I will. Like I said, I'm planning this. The plan is either Monday or Tuesday. So as soon as I do, I will give you another. I'll give you another. What do you call it? IM. As you might see if you read the description. If you read the description, we're going to talk about sports. We're talking about other things, because there's not a lot of... thank you there, Aaron. Thank you. See, this is great. If you share it on your page, because again, sharing is good on Facebook, but they're only sharing the Facebook broadcast. I prefer if you share the YouTube broadcast. This way we get more people to comment in. Now, I did... I'm going to break this... what did I do? Okay, I didn't quite hit it out all the way. Okay. I'm showing the Facebook, and I'll have to go back. But at least I know that there are people that are watching. What can I say? Oh, Oso gave me a thumbs up on Facebook too. Thank you. We're going to talk movies, because there's not a lot there is a lot of sports to talk about, but the sports is basically us waiting for the draft. At least in the United States, the major thing that people are waiting on, for the most part, is football. And of course, the only thing that's going on football-wise is the draft. So in 4 days, we're going to have the draft. That's really, a lot of people are waiting on that. Can't wait. So that's awesome. And that's really what else is, we're talking about coronavirus. And not to be so Debbie Downer-ish, but really, my God, I hate talking about the coronavirus. I hate it. But it is what is going on. It is what is going on. And I actually had to get out of the house today. I went over to the Wing House, which is actually it's kind of like a Hooters, but not a Hooters, to get some, was it quesadillas, because they had the chicken quesadillas, and I got it in takeout, and I kind of reminded of the movie Lethal Weapon 2, when Joe Pesci says, hey, they fuck you in the drive-thru. They fuck you in the drive-thru. Well, they also fuck you in the takeout if you don't look at your takeout before you leave. Now, the one positive thing I can say is that they gave me some extra cheese tater tots, which I didn't order. So that was the positive. The negative is that I ordered chicken and steak for the quesadillas. Chicken and steak. Double meat. I paid for it. It was $4 extra paying for the extra steak. Didn't get it. And the amount of chicken that they have on there was minimal. So I paid a bunch of money for the chicken quesadillas with I had like the sour cream and the mushrooms and the what is called green peppers, had the sauce on it, but no extra steak, no extra meat at all. So had they not given me the tater tots, I would have immediately went back and bitched. But because they gave me the tater tots, and I didn't order the tater tots, so that's why, I didn't go back and bitch. But still, the amount of meat that was on there was really nothing. So I had their wings were good, but I went there primarily for the quesadillas, which weren't really the greatest. So I'm kind of not really happy with the dinner, but I had to get out of the house. We've been eating inside this entire week, had not gone out. I had not gone out. I can't remember the last time I went out. Really can't remember the last time I went out. So I had to get out of the house. I didn't have to, but I gave the person that does all the cooking here a break tonight. So we did that. Really looking forward to the draft. I'm going to be in like a couple different I think Zoom parties or different parties there. I'll see how many, and I'll make sure I give appearances as I can. Jerry D, hello, brother. And again, I apologize for folks that, like I said, normally would see me on Facebook, but the Facebook interface was not working. Oh, yeah. Texas Roadhouse is my favorite steak restaurant, Don. Texas Roadhouse, my favorite steak restaurant, because the steak is awesome. The honey, whatever their rolls are, they're kind of like honey rolls. They're really good. I love they're like a cheese jalapeno bites. They're called like rattlesnake bites. They're really good. So I love the dipping sauce. So, hey, you caught that, right, Doc? Anyway, hey, Brian's here as well. Good to see everybody. Again, if you like what you're seeing, please give me a thumbs up. If you like what you're seeing, please share the broadcast. After the broadcast, I will look to see why it's not being pushed on Twitter. Twitter and Facebook are the only ones I really care about. But we'll do that. So we're talking food. We're talking sports as in 4 days. We are talking movies. Now, like I said before, normally I would be having on the big TV, and if you watched on my Facebook a little bit ago, I actually used the one camera here, which is I like this camera, by the way, but unfortunately, when I have the OBS set up, I can only use two cameras. and I can't get that third one to work, which really pissed me off. So this one I can move around and I can hold it up and I can show the other side. I can do it with this the other one on a tripod, but it's a lot. That one's a lot easier to do. But we're talking movies, and I'm a movie guy. Right now, I'm watching, or I should say, out of the corner of my eye, because I go through all of the movie channels, and this is one good thing. I don't have what's that service where you get all those movies? Everybody buys it. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Redbox. It's the other thing that everybody has. I don't have Disney Channel. I don't have. There's a couple other ones. I just got a shit ton of the big package on DirecTV. So I got like almost every movie package except Netflix. There you go. Thanks, Brian. I just have the only one I don't have is Epix, which is kind of new, which I was figuring out. It's like I'm not paying an extra couple bucks for Epix, although they do have a lot of good movies on there. If Tua is available at 12, do the Raiders grab him? Possibly, but I'm still scared to death about Tua's hip injury. I'm scared to death. And if I'm the Raiders, I'm not going to blow a first-round pick on Tua. Okay? Doc Cabral doesn't want the Raiders to get Tua because he wants Tua to go to his New England Patriots, who definitely are looking for a quarterback. As far as the 3 picks for number 1, Wilkinson, yeah, I was going to say that the Bengals, they really suck for the most part at their picks. Carson Palmer was probably the best of those picks. I have every movie channel on DirecTV Plus, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. Yeah, I have Amazon Prime. I just don't use it. And I'm paying for it, so I might as well. I actually, was it the wonderful Ms. Maisel? I saw the very first show, and I really liked it. So I need to go and put it on so I can actually use it. But again, for movie channels, I have every movie channel on DirecTV except for Epic. So I'm not gonna spend the money on. Now that's the reason why I would get. So all of that for $12. Wow, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu for $12. Wow. Okay. Now for an extra $12, I might do that. Check with me, Don. Give me that information. Again, if you're watching here, we are talking movies, and what we're doing is this, okay? In your comments section, okay? You're gonna have to do this, okay? If you want to be part of the movie contest, where one winner, and I'll do it kind of like what I did with the prize for the Blitnikoff. One winner will be drawn out of people that do this. Your top 5. Now, this is how it has to be done. Your number 1 will get 5 points. Your number 2 will get 4 points. Your number 3, 3. Your number 4, 2. And your number 5, 1 point. Okay? Get it? So if you're top 5 and you don't put any numbers by them, I'm going to assume that the first one listed is your number 1 movie, your second one is number 2, and so forth. So if you'll screw up with the math process on how I'm going to rank these movies, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna pick somebody that's gonna go to the movies with me in Vegas or wherever the hell we play next year. And the reason why I say wherever the hell we play next year is because there is a possibility that we're not playing in Vegas next year. So anyway, we'll have to look to see what that is. I'm going to open it up, like I said, Facebook and YouTube, but seeing that drive-in movies, maybe the thing until theaters can. Oh, and that's a great thing, Eric. The drive-throughs, man, they were like almost non-existent. I'll have to look to see if there's any drive-throughs around here, because I love the movies and I hate missing movies. But that's probably something we're going to have to do. We're going to play regular season Vegas, preseason. I'm thinking in El Paso. Okay. We'll see on that. I hope so. Okay, good choice. I think we're probably defense. Are we talking football or movies? Young Frankenstein is a classic. Not my top 5 though. Not my top 5. I will say, and I'll put it out next Sunday when we talk about that. I'll give you my top 5 in reverse. Well, so obviously it'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you hear right? The Sun Beach is open there in Florida. Yes, Eric, they did. A beach over in Duval County, which is around Jacksonville, opened up. Stupid. The most stupidest thing that I know of is that you don't social distance and you open up the effing beaches. Drive-ins in Sacramento, Ohio back in the day, if the vans are rocking, don't come a knocking. That's for true. Thanks again if you're watching here on YouTube. Wonderful Life. Yeah, I'm talking my favorites though. It's a Wonderful Life was when it is definitely a Christmas treat. I used to, like you would see the one with Natalie Wood as a kid, and her father was the lawyer, and he took on Santa Claus, who worked for Macy's, and they had the Macy's Gimbals thing. It's and still not one of my top 5. Not one of my top 5. I'm thinking my top 5 right now, there's at least, let me see, 2 war movies, at least 1 sports movie, 1 musical. That's 4 right there. I'll have to think what that 5th one's going to be. But my top 5 is 2 war movies, 1 sports movie, 1 musical, and it might be another sports movie, but that's my top 5 right now. Not you got it. Here it is. Okay, Original Miracle on 34th Street. Thanks, Doc. You got to do it at once. You got to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do a listing where you put all of these movies down. Okay, you got to put numbers to them. Hollywood's here. Thank you, Hollywood. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad for everybody's watching. I'm not going to say it right now, Eric, my favorite sports movie. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to wait. I will give you my favorites because there's a couple different sports movies I really like. That you guys are throwing out movies. Put them in a list. I appreciate the inputs. Oh, okay. I appreciate the inputs, but put them in a listing. I know it'll take a little bit. Remember, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, with number 1 being your top, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1 being your top, and that's how I'm going to add them up points wise. I'm going to say, and the winner with X amount of points is this movie. I want to see. It's kind of like how they do the like the MVP voting. 1, 2, and 3. We'll do that. Homer's here. Good to see you, Homer. And again, we're doing movies. Again, in a listing. I'm gonna pick somebody that's going to you got to be able to go to the Raider game, and then we'll probably hit a movie on like Friday or Saturday. Okay, you'll come with me. I'm glad that I remembered that Homer's here. Remember, I want everybody to keep in some kind thoughts. Vicky's daughter has been diagnosed positive. Hey, Raider Rich, good to see you, brother. Vicky's daughter is positive for COVID-19, so please keep thoughts for Vicky's daughter, and then also please keep kind words and prayers, thoughts for Max, who is being hospitalized again. I should say again because of he has not COVID-19 issues, but Max is hospitalized again for medical problems that he had previously. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm not supposed to know exactly what, and it's none of my business. It's none of anybody's business. Just Max is hospitalized, and please keep kind thoughts for Vicky's daughter and Max. Okay, keep kind thoughts. I'm going to open up the phone lines in a minute as soon as I get the phone up. Let's see here. See if I can do this. So I've been talking now for about half an hour? Wow, for half an hour. So we'll get the phone line up and make sure that that's done. It is done. That's good. Okay. Good. There we go. Don Webb comes through with the listing. So I'm Don. I'm going that your number one movie is Godfather 1, then Deer Hunter, then Scarface, Blazing Saddles, and Christmas Vacation. Okay, Mike Sarah comes through. Good to see you. I will add these up. Now I'm thinking Goodfellas. This is number 1. Usual Suspect 2, Few Good Men 3, Platoon, then Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, nice. Blast from the Past, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We'll do that. The phone is up. Let me put the information on the screen. Most of you guys know what my phone is. But we'll make it official. 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. Isn't it really our time, Mr. Hand? Spicoli, man. Gotta love that. Again, I'm watching The King's Speech, one of the better recent movies. And to me, Fast Times is Sean Penn just outdoing himself and Phoebe Cates busting out of her bikini top. Blazing Saddles top. Most of these youngsters are too soft. Remember, in a listing, Rich, I want to hear your top 5. Are all you people on dope? Sarah. Line is open, 813-699-0834. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Remember, if you like what you're seeing, thumbs up. Somebody always gives me a thumbs down. I'm oh well, such is life. I will see if people can follow directions here. And again, if you like the broadcast, share the broadcast. Raider Homer with his Raider chant coming through. Line is open, 813-699-0834. And we got somebody online. Good. Let's see here. Jared, can you hear me? Oh, wait a second. Oh, I know. Hang on, Jared. I didn't have my. There we go. Jared, can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you loud and clear. No problem.
Okay, I saw you pop, but I had the wrong speaker attachment going, so I had to switch over. So
No problem.
you're there. So how you doing, Jared? What's going on with you, brother?
Oh, not much. Doing okay. Can't complain. Can't complain. Just watching the movie right now on demand, Howard, but it's on pause right now, so I figured I'd give you a call and give you my top 5.
Okay, now you're going to have to follow up with the listing so that I can count it, because I won't remember it otherwise, and I'm not going back to do all of these things. So please remember to put it in a listing, either 5 to 1 or 1 to 5, whichever way, and I'm going to count it that way too.
Okay. I'll do 1 to 5. Number 1 all time for me, The Wild Bunch. One of my favorite westerns of all time.
Oh,
great cast, great voice,
nice.
great soundtrack. I mean, that is by far my number 1. I mean, I could watch that over and over again. That is number 1.
Now that's Yul Brynner and William Holden, and who else is in that?
That's William Holden, Ben Johnson, however, Ernest Borgnine, however, Warren Oates, however, Alfonso Arau, however, mind you, that Sam Peckinpah at his directorial best, however, mind you, and you also had Dub Taylor in it, and also Bo Hopkins was in that movie too.
Oh, okay. So I guess Yul Brynner wasn't in that. No, he was in The Magnificent Seven.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, so I got them confused. Wild Bunch was a good film. I just haven't seen it in a long time, which is why I misguided with Yul Brynner being in it. Yeah, Wild Bunch. I knew William Holden was in it for sure.
Yeah, William Holden was in it. Number 2, however, I would have to say The Sting. Paul Newman, Robert Redford, and Robert Shaw. However, the great con movie of its time, however, of the 70s. However, another great classic there.
The Sting might make one of my 5. The Sting might be in my top 5 because I love The Sting.
The ending alone, it's so good, though, especially because you don't know who's conning who, especially after they just go after Shaw, how Robert Shaw at his best, so that to me is my number 2. Number 3, however, is another 70s classic, and Don Webb just talked about it, Dirty Harry with Clint Eastwood, by far, however, is my number 3.
The original Dirty Harry. Okay, that's definitely a good film. Okay.
Yep. Number 4, however, I'm staying in the 70s a lot tonight because a lot of my favorite movies came from that decade. I was born in the 70s. Number 4 would be Heaven Can Wait, Warren Beatty, however, Julie Christie. Great romantic comedy movie, funny movie, however, and there's some good parts to it. So I would say that is my number 4.
Yeah, that was a good film too.
Mm-hmm. And my number 5, however, I really had to think real hard about this, but again, it's another comedy. The original In-Laws, Alan Arkin and Peter Falk, however. It's my uncle, my dad, and I always do the famous quote of Serpentine in that movie, however. When you have the general with his little puppet, when he talks to the puppet with his hands, he likes some cold water. That part of it just makes me crack up every freaking time.
Serpentine, Sheldon. Serpentine is Sheldon, wasn't it?
Serpentine.
Yeah, I remember it was because and Peter Falk and Alan Arkin. Oh my God! Now they redid it, but I like the original.
The original. Yeah, the remake wasn't great with Albert Brooks and Michael Douglas. You got to go with the original from the late 70s. Arthur Hiller at his best, and plus you had a good cast in it. You had what was her name? She wasn't a big name actress. Penny Taser was her name, and then there was the mom who was Sheldon's wife. She started the TV show back in the 80s. Too Close for Comfort. Nancy Durenwald or whatever her name was. I can't remember her name real life. That's what I think was her name. I think that was her name. I can't pronounce it right, but yeah, the original In-Laws of '79 is a classic.
Yeah, that's a good film. It's like I forgot. Not that I forgot, but it's like obviously that's not going to be on the tip of my tongue. That's a damn good film. Make sure, like you said, make sure your listing gets put in there for counting up there, Jared. It'd be good to hear that. Good films.
Yes.
Good films.
So those are my top 5. And like I said, just want to get my top 5 in. And like I said, we got the draft coming up Thursday. I'm ready for the draft on Thursday. I think by Tuesday I'm going to make my list on who's going where. Howard, just write it down and see, match it up and see who goes where. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. Now, and I've spoken to this before. I'm thinking that the Steelers don't draft a quarterback. I think that they're actually going to wait to pick up Winston.
Yeah, I think we're going to see in the next few days, and Eddie and I talked about this last, Eddie Winslow and I said, the big surprise I think is going to come before the draft, however, and we said it last night on the phone to each other. Miami and Cincy are going to work out a trade, I think, before Thursday or maybe Thursday night. You're going to see a big blockbuster go down.
And Miami, is Miami going to go get Burrow then?
I think they're going to have to. I mean, if Cincinnati can move down the board and they move up to take Cincy's spot, yeah, they'd be a fool not to take Burrow at this point. Cincy can move down the board if they're smart.
Yeah, I think so too. If you're gonna move up to one, you got to take what you think is the best quarterback that's not injured, and I throw that out there in quantification. Tua might have been the best quarterback, but the fact that he's injured, I'm not moving up to number one to draft Tua because you can get him most likely at 4, and then why trade all that draft capital in order to get an injured quarterback?
And even if Cincy goes after Tua, they can get him at 5, and if not at 5 with Tua, then the Chargers at 6 could take him right after Cincy.
Yeah, there's going to be, I think there's going to be at least 3, if not 4 quarterbacks in the top 10.
Yeah, I could see that definitely, especially the kid from Oregon, Herbert. We talked about him in the past. I think he's going to be in the top 10 somewhere. The one guy I'm really falling in love with more in this draft hour is this offensive line from Iowa, Trent Whitmer or whatever his name. He's an big old lineman. He's like 6'6", 6'8", like 310, 315. He's like all offensive guard in the Big Ten from Iowa. I mean, he's supposed to be really good. I've heard Arizona likes him a lot. The Jags are looking at him, I heard. And there's, I forget who's at number 10, but there's a lot of teams looking at him right now in the top 10.
Yeah, I think it's Trevor Wirfs is what the guy's name is.
That's what I couldn't pronounce the name. I guess. That's
yeah.
Him. Yep, that's him.
Like I said, now the other guy, who's the other big tackle who's like huge, and is I don't think it's Wirfs. I think I can't remember the exact guy's name, but he was like 6'8". And can run like I don't want to say he can run like a 4, but I think he ran like maybe like a 4.9 40, and he's like huge.
Yeah, I forget his name, and I've seen his name before. I don't remember if he came from Clemson or he came from another Big Ten school. I heard about him, but the one player I heard in the mock draft, that the Steelers talked about, we talked about Hamler before. Another guy that they're talking about, maybe if they don't go after KJ Hamler, could be Jonathan Taylor out of Wisconsin in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if he goes in the first, but I know that somebody's going to be very happy picking him in the second.
Well, I'm telling you right now. I mean, I know I'm going balls deep on this one, but I think with T.J. Watt, knowing the Wisconsin kids like he does, he should just Coach Tom and say, "Hey, Coach, my buddy Jonathan Taylor's right here in the second round. Take a chance on him." I would.
I would too. Probably one of the best all-around running backs in the league today, or getting ready to come out, and his measurables at the combine were remarkable. Didn't he run like the fastest 40 for the backs?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a 4.38 or a 4.3 even. However, he was lightning fast, quick. I remember a lot of people were drooling on him.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to get to. Now, I tell you, I'd like to get Taylor for the Raiders, but I mean, with Jacobs, you really don't need a back that high. You can get a durable, Mr. All-Around back in like the third round, and you don't have to spend draft capital in doing it. So maybe I think that's what Mayock is thinking of doing, is using one of those third-round picks on a good back. And then, of course, now I was looking at the free agency list. Somebody was talking, I think it was my boy down in Mississippi, was talking about Gore, but there was another running back that's a free agent. And I saw it today, and I can't remember what the name was. It's like, yeah, man, that guy's out there, and he would be a fantastic pickup as a running back for the Raiders. Again, I think you guys in the Steelers, you guys got like 3 running backs which are good to go.
Yeah, I think if you get Taylor, I think that'll help out Connor, because Connor is Connor's good, don't get me wrong, and I like Connor a lot, but his injuries catch up with him very easily, Howard, and I think Taylor is that bruiser you need, Howard, to help you out in the run game, Howard. I mean, you lost your fullback, Howard Rosie, next to Andy, but you know what? You got Derek Watt now, Howard, to fill the slot, slid into that spot. There's talk about another tight end, but you already got Ebron, so you don't have to worry about that. But I think if you get Taylor in this draft, Howard, and if Connor can stay healthy, you got a nice 1-2 running back system going into the season.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good for the Steelers. And again, remember, if the Steelers would have had the new playoff concept, they would have made the playoffs last year.
Yep. Well, we will see Thursday night, but I will be around for the draft, so you know where to reach me.
All right. Well, I'm going to be on either here or I might postpone my show because I'm supposed to be on a couple different Zoom broadcasts or different broadcasts, so I might not have a Thursday show. But I'll be on several different items obviously promoting the show. So you'll definitely see me next Sunday for sure. We'll talk about the draft, and I will do my listing of the people here that give me the input, and then we'll also see if I can do like a pick, depending upon if everybody follows directions. I might put names in a hat because there's not a lot of input. If hopefully we get some good input, we'll have different people that can go to the movies with me.
Sounds good. All right, I'll talk to you soon. You have a good week. Be safe.
All right, thanks again, Jared. Good hearing from you.
You too.
That's our Pittsburgh report with Jared. Always good to hear from him. I can always count on. I mean, if Jared doesn't call, it's somebody, and I do have his number. Somebody, and it would be me, would call to make sure he's doing okay, because Jared always calls. Jared always calls. Ed Winchell with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Great movie. I don't think it'd make one of my top 5. It might be. It's definitely top 20 for me. Definitely top 20. But I mean, that's because I want to give it a lot of leeway as to where I would actually place it. I'd actually, maybe I might supply like my top 10, and go, well, because I'll throw movies out there, then I'll have to rank them. But this will have to be next weekend, because I'm going to be working on projects this week with work, and I got to turn in a paper on Thursday, and I'm definitely not going to waste time doing a top 10 list movies until at least my paper is done for Thursday. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Thank you for giving me thumbs up. Thank you for sharing. If you can share this broadcast, I will at least find out why it wasn't multi-streamed on the other issues. And I'm having eye issues, but this time at least I have my eye drops by me. So I'm going to, and this is going to be fun because I am not a good person when it comes to eye care because I can't stand things in my eyes. So it's hard for me to even get eye drops in because I normally will waste it. It's hard to do. Hopefully I'll get it in there. Oh, there's one. I got one in. I mean, that's major that I even have one in. So line is open, 813-699-0834. 813-699-0834. See if I can get the second one in. Hopefully so. Oh, no, not even close. Oh, that right on. So eye drops are in. Major hit on the left eye. That one went right in. The one on the right eye kind of glanced aside, but was enough for me to get it in there. We'll do a transition here, so you can see me on another sidelight. There we go. 813-619-0834. Jared has given his listing, and we got a call in. Hang on. Doc, how you doing there, brother? Good to hear from you.
Hey, how you doing, Captain? How you doing tonight?
I successfully, and I'm amazed at this, I actually got my eye drops in, and I'm hurting right now because they do sting a bit, even though they're good for you. Hopefully I won't be able to have as much of the eye hurt as I normally do. So the eye drops are in, and I will look at the screen here, and that my eyes are closed because I want to make sure that I bat them and get into stuff. But I will work on being actually, and if I'm not mistaken, you are the gentleman that has some eye issues as well, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and again, I didn't do it just for you, but it was it's like apropos or what's the word I'm looking for? Um, oh my God, there's a word for it. Where it's paradoxical. It's where it's you and me together with a I can't remember the fucking word. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
but
Well,
it wasn't done for you. But I'm glad you called in. Now remember, make sure I want to hear about your movies too, brother. So are you going to be? Are
yeah.
we talking movies? We talking sports?
First, I'm gonna talk about your about the YouTube. I
Okay.
got Roku.
You got
So I'm seeing you on my big TV, and I can't find the thumbs up. So I'm gonna talk to my son, who's the IT guy. He'll fix it up for me, so I can start giving you some more thumbs up and stuff.
Well,
But
I appreciate that. Yeah. Now it might.
because I got Roku, I don't know how the Apple and stuff. Oh, that more. I got you on my big screen TV.
Right. Now, if you look at YouTube via the computer on the screen, now do you show that now on your Roku? Does it show the title of the thing below it?
No, it don't. It's just got you all the way from corner to corner, top to bottom, left to right, all the way. You're just on one big giant screen.
Okay. Well, then there. Well, I appreciate you giving me that information, and I appreciate that as well because again, I don't. There are reasons why. Because again, Ed Winchell and I were trying to go through this with getting him squared away for subscriptions, and he says, "Dude, I can't find that. I'm trying to. You're giving me instructions, and I can't see it, and I understand that." And
Well, I do too.
yeah, and so it's that's why I try to say with things that are so that if you can, and yeah, I definitely would appreciate thumbs up, and I definitely would appreciate more shares. So that's good on that. Oh, and we're getting some really good. Eric comes in with Casualties of War. That was a decent Sean Penn film with what's his nose, Michael J. Fox. It was very sad, actually. The guy that played what's his name? A very early movie from was it O'Reilly was in that. The Mexican guy was in that. I hate saying the Mexican guy, but the guy John Leguizamo. There you go. John Leguizamo was in that. John C. O'Reilly was in that. Sean Penn, Michael J. Fox. Very sad movie about Vietnam. People are throwing out some movies. I definitely like Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now was actually the first movie for the black guy that was in. That's all these guys. I can't remember. What's his name? He played the young kid in Apocalypse Now. Damn, I'm brain farting his name. He was in Boys in the Hood, and he was in The Matrix. That guy. Oh. I know
Not Samuel Jackson.
No, not not Sam Jackson. The other guy that's been in him and Samuel L. And it's him.
Lawrence Fishburne.
There you go, Lawrence Fishburne. It's a tribute.
I like Apocalypse Now. That's my number one war movie. Now, see, my problem with movies is that being in the Navy, you have to see they show movies every night. It's hard for me to say top five because I'm saying here's my top five war movies. Here's my top five westerns. Here's my top five sci-fi.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to say.
I got that, and that's why I'm going to go with the you guys give me your top five. I'm going to make it a little bit harder for you this round, and then I'm going to go okay. Top five sports movies, top five war movies, top five rom-coms, top five comedies. We'll do. Well, might even split. Well, comedies / rom-coms. We'll have to split it like that. I mean, those are really the big dramas. There you go. So yeah, I'll give like 4 categories. War movies, comedies, sports movies, and dramas, and then you guys can fill in this way.
Now, I got a question for you about the season coming up.
Okay.
Well, I know we're going to 17 games.
Now is that I thought that was next year.
It is maybe next year.
Yeah.
But this year we're going to the expanded playoffs.
Yeah, this year we're doing the expanded playoffs for sure. Next year we're doing the 17th game.
Now, how did they say they're going to do that playoff? Is it going to be like one team with a bye, so many teams with a bye? How are they going to do that with 17?
Well, that's how they
say it.
Yeah, they're going to say that there's going to be one team in each conference that gets a bye week, and that's obviously the top team. So that the other teams below them will not have byes. Everybody will play on the first week, except for the top team in each conference.
Oh, okay. So they'll just get one team to bye. Let's say in the NFC it's the Packers.
Right.
They'll get a bye where everybody else will keep playing.
Yep.
So it's basically an extra wild card.
Yeah.
And that extra wild card, and the 3 wild cards play the other 3 division winners who ain't the top.
Exactly. And then they'll have 4. See, and I'll have to figure the math on that. If there's 4 winners or 4 games, there'll be 4 winners plus the top. Yeah, they're still gonna have to figure out the math on that because
no. If it's 7, there'd be 3 winners and then the 1, right? Could be 6 and 1.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
3 winners and 1.
There you go. I knew that there had to be a way where it would make sense. But yeah, the top seed gets a bye. And then they play the second week where you'll have 3 winners, 4 games, or 4 2 games.
2 games, yeah.
2 games with God. Yeah, I feel like I'm back in grade school and I'm failing math, man.
It's confusing the way they because we're so used to the other stuff. But I remember before when it was different. It was only 4 teams. So I mean, everything keeps changing, and us old folks, man, we're trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I got you, man, and I would say speak for yourself, but actually, the way I've been feeling recently, yeah, I think you're kind of like right on. We definitely got to figure out how to do it. That's for true.
I'm telling you, man, it's just. It's hard to believe that the draft is just around the corner, and with so much smoke screens going on, I have not the foggiest clue what the Raiders are going to do.
Yeah,
not the foggiest.
Well, like I said, and it used to be the rate you can count on whoever ran the fastest 40 was going to be on the Raiders. I mean, that was one thing that when Al Davis was there, whoever ran the fastest 40 would be drafted by the Raiders somewhere, first or second round. And that was a given. But now that you actually have somebody like Mike Mayock that's going there to actually get value with these people and getting good value with all of the picks, and even trading back and trading the picks and getting more picks and getting guys that have good moral standards and all the things like that, it'll be really good for the Raiders in their future, because again, Mike Mayock blew the draft out of the water last year, and I can't wait to see what he does this year as well.
The only thing I'm predicting is that we're going to trade one of those 2 picks, go back and get more picks.
Yep, I think it's going to be the 19th pick.
I don't think we'll keep both first round picks.
Yeah, I think
it's wrong.
No, I agree with you. Like I said, in my estimation, we're going to trade 19 back. And what would be best for the Raiders is, and I would love if this was to happen, trade that 19 back to still get a first round pick, where it's like they swap our first rounders, we can pick up 19 for like that. They swap first rounders and we add a second, and then do it again. Take that that's that late first rounder on a swap back, and get more picks, get another second rounder. Because my God, could you imagine parlaying that 19 pick for like 2 seconds eventually if you moved it back twice and then picking up a fourth rounder as well. It now depends upon who wants to come up for it, but I think that would be great for the Raiders.
I think if they did that and got 2 second-round picks, could you just imagine if we picked up something like T. Higgins and Jefferson? 2 wide receivers in the second, I think we'd be stacked at wide receiver. Then the rest of it could be defense and other needs. Because you can get 2 quality receivers at second, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, though, everybody is really high on T. Higgins, and I just see a very slender version of, Hopkins and Watkins and the other Clemson receiver that escapes me at this point. I always forget the third guy. T. Higgins is very skinny, and I think that the Raiders need a receiver that's bulky and good. And you got to put those two things together. That's why I think that Michael Pittman is a possibility in a second. That's why I think that the kid Claypool out of Notre Dame is a pick, because if you put T. Higgins there as that pick, I think that he's going to be, he could be broke. I mean, almostly in half. The receivers for Clemson, like you said, you got D-Hop and Watkins, and I always forget who that third one is, but they're all about the same. They're big, or they're tall, fast receivers, but a lot of them they're injury prone. They are really injury prone, and that's why I think that Higgins, and even Higgins was injury prone, or I shouldn't say injury prone, but he was even injured in the last game. So that's why I think that they're going to go for somebody who is, not as risk adverse as T. Higgins is. That's just me, though. If I'm GM, that's the way I would look at it.
I just look at the way he runs routes, how he runs himself open, if a route's not open, the way he reacts to coverage. He reminds me a lot of his ex-teammate that he had in Clemson, Hunter Renfrow. And I think Hunter Renfrow really proved by being the biggest athlete that you can perform in the NFL.
Right.
And he reminds me of that same attitude that Hunter Renfrow has. You got that hunger that I think and I'm not a Clemson fan. And it hurts for me to say that.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to be.
But
I already got Hollywood is a big enough Clemson fan for like 5 people.
But, he just seems to have that fire that I like. And I hope in the third round we can pick up somebody like you mentioned him before, Bryce Hall from Virginia.
Yeah, and that's where I think that you're going to get value for these picks. Now, like I said, I've been seeing that they get now if you're going to get somebody from Clemson in the first round, I like Terrell. At the cornerback there, I'm getting more and more likes about that kid. I'm really thinking that C.J. Henderson, and I'm a Gator, and so I know that I'm trying not to be biased. I like C.J. Henderson, but the guy is just not the best in tackling. He isn't, and so I would get Hill.
He's a good cover guy though. When y'all were playing Virginia, he was a very good cover guy. He was covering a couple speedsters and Joe Reed and our Dubois for us, and he was a very good cover corner.
Yeah, he is, and that's why I said he would do it. But what's good about being a cover corner in the NFL if you can't tackle the guy once he gets the damn catch?
Well, just like in what Seattle did, they had a corner who really wasn't a great tackler and took a lot of risk because they had people over the top in the safety position who can lever that hammer. And Abrams, I think, could be that man.
Well, but then you're using two. Basically, you're using 2 guys to cover 1 guy.
Yeah, that's part of the cover too, ain't it?
Yeah, but you're dedicated.
And we ran the cover 2 shell a lot last year. If that's going to stay what our defense is, we need someone who's going to try to get that ball.
Yeah, but I think
Mullins has got the other side locked off. I like Mullins.
Yeah, I like Mullen too, and that's why I said if you are dedicating somebody that's going to be basically you're playing a corner and a safety on one guy, then you're negating a spot on the field somewhere. So, well, this guy is good for coverage, but he can't tackle. That's just the way it is. Is like you're actually doing like 2-on-1, and I want to use a 2-on-1 when you really need it, not the entire time. And that's just the way it is with me. Again, like I said, I like C.J. Henderson, but I like Terrell. I think is it Terrell or Terrell from Clemson that he can cover. Maybe not better than C.J. Henderson, but at least he can tackle when the guy makes the catch.
Now, what do you think about the rumors on Odell Beckham Jr. going to Minnesota? Did you hear that?
I heard that he was on the trade block, but I also, the way it is with OBJ is that, there's rumors about OBJ every day. And so I'm not gonna give anything credence until I actually see it.
Well, the reason I'm saying that for us, because if that's the case, then that means Cleveland could also be going after a receiver, which could affect what's available for us when we get to the draft.
Yeah.
So that's why I was wondering, do you know if it's got any credence or not?
No, I'm not gonna give it credence until I see it. Like I said, maybe if it becomes more of a definitive, the closer to the draft is. Again, we're still 4 days out. And by the way, I am watching sports. I'm watching the Bad News Bears, the original, the good one with Walter Matthau. So I am watching sports. Yeah, it's a good movie.
That's a good sports movie.
Hey, I'm gonna give me one last thought there, Doc, on the way out.
And Mayock we trust, and I'm just hoping he has another good draft for us. I think he will. I think him and Gruden will work good together in our draft. We just got to have faith that he sees stuff that we don't.
Well, I think you are right. I think we got the best GM available, and it'll be fantastic to see how Mayock, with his entire staff of scouts that are used just this year, because remember, they were Reggie scouts last year, Mayock with his scouts this year, how they do. Hey, Doc, thanks for calling, brother.
Hey, you have a good night there, buddy.
All right. That's Doc Burdett in Virginia. I want to make, because, there are folks that, I know that I got some folks in Missouri. And we don't need to knock out the caller anymore because obviously the caller's not there. Line is open, 813-619-0834. It's 10:07. So we've been talking about sports. We've been talking about movies. Again, for your listing, please put your numbers there. Okay, I will go back. And depending upon if we get any further wording here. Again, I will go back with Restream and find out why the hell this is not going to Facebook. Because I normally do a multicast on Facebook and Twitter, but we'll see. As far as OBJ, I don't want him. I don't want him. Because, he's... How many prima donna receivers have really worked out for the Raiders? Now, you can say that Tim Brown was a prima donna, but really he was not. He was hardworking, okay? Jerry Rice was more of a prima donna receiver than Tim Brown. And that's when, when that one game when and he didn't get his catch and he threw his friggin' helmet. You guys remember that when he had his streak of catches broken and all Jerry Rice did was throw his helmet in disgust. And speaking of Raider historians, we got Houston Steve on the line. How you doing there, brother?
Doing good. How you doing, Captain? It's always great to talk to you.
Oh, I enjoy hearing from you as well there, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Everything's great. And I tell people, just keep thinking positive. We'll get through this somehow. And just keep social distancing and if I'm not going to work or going to the grocery store, I'm staying home and everything, and just trying to get caught up on my Raider stuff and your YouTube videos and all Raider Homer and everybody and Murph's channel, and just trying to keep myself busy at home. Believe me, as you know, there's always something to do around the house that has to be done, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I clean my room and I got a chance to show earlier on Facebook because this one camera, I wish I could use this one camera because I can only use two cameras on OBS, and I have the really good one over here, and I got a really good one over here. But I have the Microsoft camera, which I use for YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook, and I can actually pick it up and move it around the room and show things. But I can't use three cameras on OBS. I might try to find another system that I can employ more cameras, or see if I can get one that can be for some reason I just can't get that third camera, which is a bummer. But we're doing that. Hey, we're also talking movies as well. I don't know if you heard about the contest. Is that you give me your listing of your top 5 movies, either 5 to 1 or 1 to 5, and I'm going to use it for points. And we're going to see if we have like the winner of this amount of points is, or we have ties as it is. And then if there's not a lot of people, or even if there is a lot of people, I'll have the listing where I'll pick a winner, and then me and that winner will go see a movie either in Vegas or somewhere else. I say the movie's on me. The person buys the popcorn and their own drink because that shit's expensive. I'll spring for a ticket, but not the popcorn and the what is it, not the Milky, what do you call it, the Milk Duds and the
Junior Mints.
Junior Mints are good. I like Junior Mints.
It used to be Mike and Ike. It was another one, or the other different candies and stuff.
Yeah, well, see, it was like good. Now, Mike and Ike's were like the Good and Plenties that were fruity, right?
Right, that's correct.
Yeah. I like Mike and Ike's because, again, I like the fruity. Yeah, somebody's going to take that and run with it as a drop. But, I like the fruit filling vice. The licorice was okay with Good and Plenty, but I like the juicy fruit filling. That's for sure.
Kind of like the what are those, the gummy bears or the Swedish fish? A lot of people like those.
Yeah, I like I like Swedish fish. Gummy bears. The Haribos are really good. The original gummy bears. Oh no, not yet. Jimmy Farrell. Steve hasn't been on for 5 minutes yet. You're gonna have to wait. I'm actually on the timer. So you got at least another 2.5 minutes there, Steve. So yeah, Jimmy wanted to bounce your ass quick.
I know the Hairbos are good too, but hey, I was going to ask you a question.
Sure.
One of my favorite all-time movies before I get to my football draft is Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers?
Yes, sir. I'm a Blues fan, but that's a classic movie.
Yeah. I tell you, in an all-star cast and great music. You have Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles and Cab Calloway, and those are just the musical stars. And then with obviously what's going on, the bad guy, one of the bad guys, Charles Napier, who played on two episodes of Star Trek. That's a trivia question. It was Skip Homier that played on 2 episodes of Star. Yeah. Anyway, great film. John Belushi definitely made the film really good. Now, when you do these listings, make sure you give the full listing 5 to 1, 1 to 5, that I can count them up. You can say it now, but make sure you list it in the comments section as well.
Can we send it to you on Facebook?
Yeah.
So I can get more time to try to formulate my list?
Sure. There is go to the link that I actually have the show tonight on Facebook, because again, for some reason, the production didn't go out on Facebook. I got to check the settings, but yeah, go ahead and do that listing there. So yeah, you give me your full 5.
I appreciate it. I'll do my best. Here's what I'm thinking about the draft. I'm really excited as you are, and I think that from all the controversy with Judy, with him, with the Star David and everything, and he's not doing that. He's not traditional Jewish person, and the stuff with Antonio Brown. I think he's going to be a head case. I don't like, for some reason, I think that C.D. Lamb is the receiver we needed. We needed number one. Obviously, we thought we had it last year with Antonio Brown.
Wait a second. What are you talking about with Judy and the Star of David? I have not heard this.
Well, he was wearing apparently the Star of David, but he's not even Jewish and everything because his name is Judy and everything, and that's really kind of, if you're not, that's just what they were saying. I think it was on the Rich Eisen show or one of the other shows that he was walking around wearing the Star of David because his name is Judy, and they're like, wait a minute here. But anyway, I just have a problem with that, with him, with his attitude and this hanging out with Antonio Brown. I think the guy's a diva, and he's going to be a big problem.
That's strange that he was wearing the Star of David because his name. Now, did he say that?
Well, that's what I heard. He was wearing the Star of David because his nickname was Jew, supposedly.
Ah, well, okay, then that's kind of insensitive in that respect. Now, the only reason why I would say that, as long as you are wearing it for the right reasons, because Pat Boone used to wear a Star of David with his cross all the time, and obviously Pat Boone being the definitely the positive Christian force that Pat Boone was, wearing both a Star of David and a cross. Now I could see that, but Judy wearing a Star of David because his name is Judy, that's just stupid. Right. That's stupid.
That's in poor taste, to say the least, at the very least. So I was thinking, according to this mock draft, they said they thought C.D. Lamb was going to go to the Broncos, but I think we need a number one, as we all know, and we know it plain as day after way. They needed a number one last year with Antonio Brown, the name we should be talking about. But I think we should go with him if he's available, or whatever we have to do to get him. And then for the 19th pick, I was looking at these people through this. I liked Henderson. I liked the Xavier McKinney. They said Xavier McKinney, the safety from Alabama, would be perfect with Abram's back there. Jonathan Abram. All of the other two quarterbacks were named was Jeff Gladney, the cornerback out of TCU, and Trayvon Diggs out of Alabama. And they said that the player you were talking about, A.J. Terrell, might go with the Chiefs at number 32. So in my opinion, because Joseph is gone and obviously Apple is gone, that we ought to go, not move down and try to get the best of it, either McKinney, Henderson, or Gladney or Diggs, if any of those are available. I like Javon Kinlaw from what I'm seeing, but I think they said he might go at 17 to the Cowboys. And, of course, I like Kenneth Murray, but I don't know if linebackers are pressing need since we've got the Bears player and also the guy from the Rams.
Yeah, with the pickup of Kwiatkowski and Littleton, maybe they're looking for that third linebacker to be out of the draft. I mean, obviously, let's see, but we still need a linebacker, no matter what it is. We still need one, whether it's going to be a guy we get in the draft or not.
Do you think we might get Jalen Hurts? Another name they were mentioning was this Jordan Love and everything. They were entertaining that idea, or is that just them just trying to see if what was going, putting the finger up in the air and just trying to see if there's what the read on him was?
Yeah, I know that there's interest in Hurts. I should say, excuse me. Allegedly, there's interest in Jalen Hurts. Allegedly, there's interest in Tua. Maybe this is a smokescreen, and the Raiders trade up for. And boy, this would piss me off if they did it. Maybe they trade up for Justin Herbert. I mean, I'm just saying that at this time of year, you really don't know what the hell is going on if you are doing if you're playing your cards right. And your intel is such that that you don't let everybody know what the hell your plans are. Who knows what's going on? I just know that I'm very or I should say I'm expecting to be very happy with whatever pick Mayock decides on. And also I firmly believe, and again, I'm not the GM, but I firmly believe that 19 pick is going to be traded back once, if not twice.
That would be amazing. I feel the same way you do. We haven't had this kind of general manager since Ron Wolf, and Mayock we trust. And who knows? Maybe we'll go out and get somebody like a Cleveland Farrell and everything. That was totally out of it because everybody thought that they were going to get that defensive player out of Kentucky last year.
Yeah.
that pick.
Yeah, I was going to say now, looking back, we ended up taking Farrell out of Clemson, and again, he didn't show a lot last year, but he wasn't a bust. And everybody that
Right.
said we should have taken the kid out of Kentucky, then it's a matter of picking the guy for your scheme. If we thought that Farrell was best in our scheme, then he was the proper pick. And
Right.
the kid from Kentucky played wonderfully last year for the Jaguars, wonderfully. But that wasn't the scheme that was put forward. Now, if let's say if Rod Marinelli was the defensive coordinator last year, maybe he goes with the kid from Kentucky and doesn't go with Farrell. But we'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what, Captain, it's nice to be talking about sports, and I wish you and all the other great people, listeners and stuff, that you're well and stay safe. And, we'll get through this. We always will and everything, but we can't let our guard down because we need to just get through this last part of it. And hopefully it doesn't come back again. You never know. But as long as we keep doing what we're supposed to do, like up at work, we're always sanitizing our hands. We always wear masks every day. We always have gloves. We're doing everything. Just like you are, Captain. And hats off to you. I know it's not easy, but we just got to hang in there a little bit longer. We'll get through this.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I actually, I have, I bought, was it 4? I bought 8 masks. Homer's about ready to bounce you out, Steve, but so I appreciate you calling, brother.
You take care. God bless.
God bless
Good
you
health
as
and go
well.
Raiders.
Thank you there, Steve. Same to you. You go from Texas to Texas. We got Raider Homer on the line. I'm not going to put that knockout there, so I don't want you gone before you're gone. How you doing there, Homer? What's going on, brother?
I'm doing well, man. Just hanging out at the house. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Like I said, I went out today for the first time in, it was at least a week, if not 10 days. Went and got some chicken, and it wasn't the greatest. I mean, maybe when I eat the leftovers again for, it was from Kerr's Wing House, and we went there because Hooters doesn't cook chicken quesadilla anymore, which is a bummer. So if I can figure out a good chicken quesadilla place, or if Lil can learn how to, because actually Lil can make such things. It's just a matter of having, the right amount of chicken and cooked, and you got to have like a quesadilla pan, I think. And I don't think we have the proper equipment for a quesadilla pan. Maybe if you see one down in Texas, either you or Steve, let me know how much it is, and so this way we'll get a quesadilla pan, and we'll get it the right way.
All right, man. You're making me hungry, though.
Well, yeah, man. You know me, I'm always hungry. Actually, I had the other day, because I've had a lot of grilled sandwiches recently, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try a grilled peanut butter and marshmallow. And it was good, except that I forgot that when peanut butter gets hot, it gets like wet and gooey, and it kind of like went out of the sides of the bread. So it was a very messy. It tasted good, but it kind of defeated the because I like peanut butter to be not thick as like thick and crunchy, but I like it to have like some substance. And when you heated it up, it just became a liquid. And I said, yeah, good thought in mind of having a grilled peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich, but yeah, not going to do it anymore.
Man, you're topical tonight.
Yeah, well, I think I'm a, me, man, I'm not a drinky, I'm a foodie.
Yeah, man, I like both.
Yeah.
Hey, man, so the draft's right around the corner, right?
Yes.
I'm listening to some of your ideas. I was being nerdy, so for the Only Nation podcast, I did like a mock draft up to right about where we pick at 19. So you want me to kind of run this by you real quick?
Sure.
All right, cool. So, right, number 1, I think the Bengals are going to stay there, and they're going to pick Joe Burrow. I think that they're not going to be able to pass up on him. All right? And then I think the Redskins going to get, Kendrick Wills, the tackle, right, to protect. I forgot the quarterback that they drafted last year.
Haskins.
Yeah, they want to be able to protect him. All right. So the Lions at that point, they're going to get Chase Young at number 3. Now, I think that the Panthers are going to move up to the number 4 spot to get Tua. All right. So that puts the Giants at the 7. And then the Dolphins, they'll take Justin Herbert. Now, I see the Panthers wanting to jump the Dolphins to get the quarterback they want.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then the Chargers, right, they said they're going with, I think his name was Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yeah.
So I got them. They won't be able to pass up on Isaiah Simmons. So I think we're not going to get him. We're going to face him 2 times a year.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I mean that you can't. I don't think that Simmons is going to be a really good player, but I don't think he's worth jumping up for.
Right, but I don't think he's worth passing up. And the Chargers, they're think about it. They're trying to stop the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that puts the Giants at 7, and I got them taking CeeDee Lamb. They definitely need a wide receiver for their new quarterback.
Uh-huh.
All right, and then after that, I got the Cardinals taking. They want to protect. What's his name? Damn, I need to
Murray.
his name.
Murray.
Yeah, they want to protect him. They're going to go with I think it's Mika Becton.
Yeah,
tackle.
Mekhi Becton. That's the guy I was trying to think of. The kid out of Louisville. That's a fucking house.
Okay, so the Browns are at 10, and I got them going for Jerry Jeudy. All right, the best wide receiver for their quarterback. All right, and then that's when I got the Jets taking Jeff Okudah, so we'll miss out on him. But that's when I got us taking C.J. Henderson. Because I think, with Trayvon Mullen, and, I think LaMarcus Joyner's going to make a comeback with Floyd Littleton, and then the addition of Heath and Eric Harris being able to play. I think if we can get that second cornerback, I think Trayvon Mullen's going to be a true number 1, and we'll be fine. All right, so then I got the 49ers taking Henry Ruggs, right? And then at 14, I got the Bucs taking DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
and then 15,
that would be a hell of a good pick for the Bucs. And I think I'm going to invite my Buccaneer friends to talk about that because remember, Brady had a really good ties with Sony Michel the last couple years for the at least the last year for the Patriots, and DeAndre Swift, who's again out of Georgia, just like Michel, I'm sure would be a fantastic pickup for the Buccaneers and Brady. I can see that as well.
Okay, and then 15. The Broncos, right, they're going to want to stop the Chiefs too, so they're going to get Patrick Queen. All right. And then the Falcons, I think they're going to go for Eurogross Matos.
Yeah, the kid out of Penn State, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think that the Cowboys will go for Javon Kinlaw. And then the Dolphins will get Zach Bond, and then that leaves us with T. Higgins. Because I don't see us moving out of the first round unless we get like a sweet deal. I think if they did that right, I've said it's dangerous to draft for need, but at this point, man, if they did get a wide receiver and a cornerback, the best, available, I think at those picks, man, we could be solid on defense.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the positioning of both wide receiver and cornerback, but in my mind, I firmly believe that you can get those picks in the second and third round, and you can still pick a best player available for like one of those picks, either like at 12, whoever you want, and then trade back. Well, that's kind
of how I took it, right? I looked at that whole draft. I mean, and I felt like the quarterback's going to go first. I think it's going to be quarterback heavy right in the top part of the draft. But then I think I just kind of went best player available per team if I was a GM. And that's what led us to what we got. But see, also I think like in the later rounds, right, we can get the linebacker Evan, Weaver?
Who's he play for?
I can't remember who he played for, but I was watching him when he was during the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
But I think it was the Utes, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, because there was a kid out of Utah that was just playing his ass off.
or if it was a defensive end, but at defensive end also like Bradley Anai.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I think it's Inoue, maybe Inoue,
Yeah, but
or
Annoying. So yeah. Okay, so he's projected like in the third or the fifth. Man, I think those are good value picks for us in the third round. You know, it's like if we stay put and get that cornerback and the wide receiver that we need in the first round, we're pretty much set up for the third round. Because there's a, because I mean, Mayock, he's great in the third round. He showed that, right? With Mad Max, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that was, huh?
Yeah, and that's why I said that if he can show that in the third, that's why I think that he's going to trade that second one back to get a two. And like I said, if you do it right, you can trade that first round pick back into the first round and still pick up a two. And then when you're still sitting in the first round and somebody wants to move up, you still trade that first rounder back and pick up another 2 and a 4.
I mean, hey, they already got a lot of people though on the roster, but I mean, why not, right? The more competition, the better.
Right. I mean,
but I kind of like where they're at right now. I think if they get that's where I think if they get the wide receiver and that cornerback, they can make a difference, man. That opens it up for us. We don't need that many picks because the free agents, not that it's not a good thing to have picks, right? Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying the free agents that we got really fill in a lot of holes. So we can make 1 or 2 moves in the draft, right? And then almost like draft of depth after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, anyways, that was my thought.
No, I mean I like your breakdown. I definitely you what went into it and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see that. I'm actually looking forward to actually seeing it. And that's why I put out to folks and said, hey, I want to do. If I know folks are going to be going to catch me up on screen, I might actually dress out on Thursday.
Do it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm interested to see how this Zoom groups are going to go. And all these virtual fucking draft parties, man. This is going to be strange.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that that might be the one advantage of having like the 3 computers is that I can it might fuck on my bandwidth though. I'll have to see that. But I know that I can probably do at least 2 parties with 2 different computers because they're not on because I got 1 computer and an extra monitor here on my desk. I got a second computer with an extra monitor to the right, and then of course I got my laptop over here. So I know I should be able to do at least 2 parties. Hopefully, maybe that the bandwidth might be sucking, so I might have to beg out a 1. But I'm going to try. I'm going to see as many things as I can do and be eligible. I want to be there with as many people as possible, and I want to enjoy it with as many people as possible. That's definitely going to be a fun night for sure.
Yeah, man, because this is a big change from what we had planned at the beginning of the year, man. It was going to be badass being in Vegas, man, taking over Vegas. Now here we are, but
yeah, and
at least the Raider Nation's finding a way to stick together, and do things together.
Oh yeah, it's definitely at the point where I think that as long as I'm kicking in 2022. And we get that chance to go out to Vegas again, I will be out there in spades and walking around the strip and enjoying myself. Because I definitely want to do that. I'm actually looking forward to putting my 2 locomotives in the mail for Ken Heverin and hopefully have him fix them. And then I can actually show the video of my Raider train thing that's over there. I'm pointing at it right now. And showing both the locomotives on the track now. I'm not sure if because I have 2 locos that they're going to event because I had it where the one and maybe it's because they're both broken or whatnot, but I would put the train on and the one locomotive had more power than the other one and eventually they would like meet up. And what I would like for them to do is actually have 2 sets of cars going at the same rate so you have like them going around the track around the same time, and so you almost have a constant, 2 trains on one track. And we'll see when they get fixed up. If they're both pulling at the same weight, then I'll be ecstatic, because then I'll have 2 Raider locomotives going around with all the cars behind it. I'll be friggin' happy.
Oh man, I'm glad you got your Raider room going, man.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that. It looks cool too, man.
Oh, I appreciate that. I said I definitely need to. I'm waiting to do now. I showed everybody via like the quick cam. I will go and do a little bit more of the, walking around and showing it again. And the one thing that I haven't done yet is I still have like 5 framed jerseys that are sitting in the other room. And again, I had planned on doing it when I was, talking more baseball and doing like for this, when I was doing it where so people behind me, they would just not to see a bunch of Raider stuff. Of course, during football season, that's the way it's going to be looking. But I was going to put up like the baseball and the hockey jerseys talking multiple sports. But since there isn't any sports going on right now, there's no reason for me to make all the changes to the room.
There you go. You just keep being topical, man. That's what's nice about your channel, man. You do branch out, but you are definitely a true Blue Raider fucking nation, super fan.
Easily recognizable is what you're
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Easily recognizable fan, ERF. That's what I like. Yeah, but hey, I answered a super fan. I just as long as folks know that that I am not so high and mighty that I don't talk with everybody, because I do.
Yeah, well, to me, super fan, right, is just anybody that elevates the game day experience or like Raider Nation event experiences, But like, you talk to Mob Boss and all that, and they talk about season ticket holders that don't even dress up being super fans, club presidents and things like that, So it's more than just the people that dress up,
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
All right, cool. I'm out of here, man. Thanks for listening.
Oh, yeah, Homer, good hearing from you, brother. And like I said, I will see. I know that you and I were talking about Monday. To get back with me with some more information. I will see. I will see if I can make that happen.
Oh yeah, you were asking about the structure of the show, right? So it's structured like a football game, right? But instead of 4 quarters, you have 4 callers, right? There's a halftime show with phone blitz where people call and leave their voicemails, shout outs or just opinions, whatever, And then now I've included like Raiderhead music, which they're a Raider rock band, and Big Mac and Mike D. So they're like a little halftime show, and then the third caller kicks the second half of the show. Oh, and I want to include trivia for the second and the fourth caller for like a 2-minute drill Raider trivia thing. So, but so I got 4 callers lined up, but you come in like the last time you were on that show, you were a substitute, right? So you're coming off the bench pretty much, you're the backup.
Yeah.
So sometimes people cancel, you know what I mean? So I try to structure it like that. That way it has a football feel to it,
Yeah. So now you're still going to be running the show, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a call-in show. Well, I interview 4 people. We just talk about what's going on. And then, the callers. Also, I want to do like a live thing where on Thursday, before you though, right? But where I got to finish up that road to the Tecmo Super Bowl where I play, the Bo Jackson version, in Tecmo Bowl, or the Tecmo Bowl version of Bo Jackson, right? Anyway, I've made it to the playoffs, so I'm going to finish that up. We'll see. And I was thinking about doing like live call-ins on that. But tomorrow night, you are scheduled to like back me up, back up the other callers.
Okay, yeah. If you need me, make sure I know when, and I'll be there, and we'll talk. We'll talk about whatever. We'll talk about the draft. We'll talk about food. We'll talk about movies. We'll talk about the best honeys on TV. Farrah Fawcett is Farrah Fawcett from the 70s a better draw than Jane Mansfield from the 50s?
Jenny McCarthy for me.
Well, but see, that's 80s though.
Hey, well, early 90s too,
Yeah, there you go. Well, see, I like Jenny, and Jenny was Jenny's still kicking around where she's actually still kind of topical.
Oh yeah, still hot too.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, definitely. Although I'm more of a brunette and redhead guy over blonde. I'm not going to kick a blonde out of bed, but
You
I'm
damn right.
yeah. But I prefer brunettes over blondes. But again, I'm not going to say no to. Well, you know how it goes. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, without getting me in more trouble. Thanks for calling in there,
Oh
Homer.
man, y'all should hear the conversations we get into behind the scenes, man.
Oh, I hear you. Up. I'm going to get Jimmy Farrell before he
All right,
before
I'm
he
not
goes
kicked out.
away.
I'm out. Later.
That was Homer. Good to hear from him. And then Jimmy Farrell, who did call back. Thank you for calling back, Jimmy. And again, Homer was on for well over 5 minutes, so it's a good call there. How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
Just hanging out, watching the Bad News Bears, man.
The original one?
The original, yes. The Bears.
Oh.
The Bears won their first game, which was the forfeit because the guy, the red team. I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was the Mets. I think whoever was. I didn't see what the red team was, but the red team only had 8 players. Oh no, they just beat the Mets, and so that was their first. That was their first win. Now, what's her nose? Tatum O'Neal is sick. So Rudy's back on the mound, so they got to deal with his pitching. But yeah, always a good show out there. And again, I'm trying to do my sports as I can, and so I'm watching the Bad News Bears. So we're keeping sports alive here.
I'm watching Breaking Up the Band.
Breaking Up the Band?
Yeah, it's about bands who broke up.
Okay.
It's really good. It's on the Reels channel.
Reels channel. Okay, let me see. Reels.
R-E-E-L-S.
Oh yeah, no.
R-E-E-L-Z.
Yeah. What number is that?
Well, I got Optimum.
Oh, okay. Shoot. That means I'd have to probably do a search. Yeah. I'll try to find it. I've heard of the channel. I have heard of the channel.
It's pretty good. I watched Kiss. I watched Van Halen.
Wait, whoa! Did Kiss break up?
Oh, are you kidding me? They broke up many times. You kidding?
Well, I mean, I know that they. I mean,
Not now. They're talking about the original Kiss.
Okay. Well, that was when Peter Criss stopped being the drummer and they got another drummer, right?
Right.
Right, and then Ace Frehley kind of like said he wanted to do more of his stuff by himself.
Well, back then he had a heroin problem, so.
See, I did not know. I know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I know that heroin was a really bad issue for several bands. So that goes without saying. But yeah, I thought it was Peter Criss was the first to go, and then they had somebody else, and then Ace kind of wanted to do more of his own thing. And then, of course, you got the...
I didn't like Peter Criss. I didn't think he was a great drummer. I thought Eric Carr was 10 times better than him.
Yeah, and what was his character?
What's that?
Eric, what was his character? Because Peter Criss was the cat. What was Eric Carr?
They said he was the fox.
The fox, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, now, that was when they were still wearing makeup, and then they did Unmasked. Yeah. And then...
Right.
And then I think that Peter Criss came back though, didn't he?
He came back like the mid-90s, and they almost didn't go through the reunion because Ace showed up at rehearsal late, and Gene was pissed off at him. He says, "Oh, you fired," and he walked away. And Paul said, "No, apologized to him," and then they got back together. You know, they did a tour or two, I think, and then all hell broke loose again. And then, they broke up again. So
yeah, because I know that...
You know why? Because on the Cycle Circus album, they said, listen, Ace and Peter, you're not going to play you're going to play, but it's not going to be on the album. So we'll give you guys $850,000 a piece. And they were like, what? I was like, fuck that.
Wait a second. Say that again. They told who that they were going to play, but
they told Peter, Chris, and Ace that we're going
to get make a new album, but you're not going to be on the album. Maybe like on a song or two. We'll pay you $850,000 for the work that you do.
Now who figured that one out? Was that Gene or Paul?
Well, who do you think? Who do you think?
Well, Gene, of course.
Peter and Gene thought it,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I actually didn't even know, and tell you how naive I am. Okay, being of Judeo-Christian authorization, I didn't know that Kiss was 4 Jewish guys from New York getting together to play rock.
They're from the Bronx, I believe.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I mean, Paul. I figured that Gene Simmons, because that's not his real name. His name is really Russian, if I remember right. And so I didn't know that. So it's like, what are you, stupid? The 4 Jewish guys from New York get together, and it's like was it the Beastie Boys were like the 3 Jewish guys get together singing rap.
Right.
You know, that's fun.
Right. So anyway, I'm watching that, and I'm finishing watching Van Halen. So anyway, the reason why I called, you know that you watched the Talk Rule the other night, right?
Yes, and that was the very first time, I can say this, that was the very first time I watched that game since it actually occurred. And the one other thing about it was when I watched the game the first time, and I've told you guys this, I wasn't able to hear Gumbel and Sims in the background because the Arabic guy was talking over them. I am amazed that when the fumble actually happened, both Gumbel and Sims are adamant that Brady fumbled the ball. They're adamant about it.
How about this? How about somebody posts on Facebook that Brady, after the fumble, tripped Beaker so he wouldn't get the ball, and they didn't call a penalty on Brady tripping.
Yeah.
Believe that?
Well, the other thing that I noticed about it is right before the winning field goal, they showed the scoreboard, and the scoreboard said 16 to 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the scoreboard before they even kicked it, they had put up the points.
Well, let me ask you this: if the Raiders weren't playing that game, would they let any other team play it in the snow? I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
I think they would have played the next day. I think they totally played that game on purpose just to screw the Raiders from playing.
I mean, that's possible, but to be honest, though, when you had the Ice Bowl played in conditions that were so unhealthy that you could have really have killed somebody.
That's a whole different time back then.
I mean, but still, but it's only 2001, okay? That you would have to have had really a blizzard, a full-fledged blizzard for the NFL not to play a game. Really, because you've had a lot. I mean, you've had a lot of games in the snow. You had, like I said, you had the Ice Bowl. You had, even the game, the mistake on the lake. Red Right was it 22? I can't see now. I'm forgetting it. The game where we beat the Browns, and that was in blizzard conditions. Although it wasn't snowing, it was still
it was just cold.
Yeah, but I think that I asked about that. And he said, or I should say, that the NFL was, aside from a blizzard, they're not going to postpone a playoff game. They're not going to do it.
Yeah. 2 things. Do referees carry index cards? And I think you know where I'm going here.
I know that at least Sarah, whatever, Skeletor. Sarator, whatever the fuck his name is, who I can't stand. Gene does, and
what made him go? Oh, you know what? Let me get a index card and measure see if it's a first down or not. I mean, how did that come?
Well, actually, I asked Jim Tunney about that. Is the fact that he said, and Jim Tunney, and we're actually, people are talking about Jim Tunney, Ed Winchell, and Mike Sarah. I asked Gene Steratore. There it is. That's the name. He said that he knows Gene Steratore personally, and that he really, now granted this might be honor amongst the profession, but that he understood what he was trying to do with it, but it backfired on him because him showing that there was, and it was quite a bit of distance because he folded the card, and I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it was a V. It wasn't that you could of course put a index card in between the ball and the football for the first down marker, but you even folded it, and there was that much more distance.
Yeah, but who does something like that? I have never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah, but
I wonder if they would have done that with any other team. One more thing before I get cut off. Do you listen to Silver and Black?
Do I listen to Silver and Black? What?
They do a podcast or like a radio every Sunday. They're from Las Vegas.
I know. I know about the show, but to be honest, no, I don't listen.
Okay,
I don't listen to a lot of people because I don't want people to say that I'm copying their shit. So that's why I don't listen to a lot of people.
Okay, so if you go on their site and you look like in the background, the Raiders logo, they got the handle of the sword in gold, and I think the face of the Raider is in gold. Now I'm wondering if they're really going to do that in Vegas, and I'm wondering if they're going to do like the shield part, the outline in gold too. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, if all you Raider fans want to check it out, look, it's not over the top. It's. I mean, like they were gold when they first started. I wonder if they're gonna add that into the third jersey or something. I mean, it doesn't look that bad.
Let me, if you can, get a picture of it, Jimmy, and send it to me. And like I said, the original colors of the Raiders, were the Steeler colors. And, excuse me, is gold. Excuse me, thank you. Is black and gold. It was, in fact, the original jerseys were very reminiscent of the Steelers jerseys. So,
well, that's more like a yellow. This is more like like the St. Louis, like the LA Rams third jersey, the gold. Remember the ones were gold looking, or the Las Vegas, the hockey team, that kind of a gold.
Now, and here's the thing: as long as they don't lose the shield, the pirate, and the swords, if they want to use accents for Vegas, I can see that happening. See that happening, but as long as you maintain that your colors are silver and black, and maybe add an accent, I'm not gonna be pissy and moany about it. I'm not gonna really like it. As compared to, I mean, if you ask me what do I like it or not, the answer is not really, but I can accept it. And the reason
it's really not over the top. I mean, it's just like a little accent. It's if they made the handle gold and the face kind of gold, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't really gum up the works. And I even said that remember when because you know this as well, when the Flyers had their alternate uniforms for their anniversary a couple of years back, they added gold accents. I actually liked the uniform with the gold accents. The people were telling me, and it was actually voted as one of the worst Flyer uniforms by Flyers fans. I mean, I understand because it's not the norm, but the gold accents were actually for their golden anniversary, which would have been 60, 70, 80, 90.
It's funny you mentioned that because the other night on the NHL channel, they had Gretzky's 50th goal. They were playing the Flyers. Remember the pants? The pants they used to play? The Flyers?
What is the not black pants?
Yeah, they had black pants. It looked like black sweatpants.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
Yeah. They had because it used to be kind of like with the shorts. Most of them were shorts, but then they went to the long the long
Yeah.
pants. I didn't like those either.
No, they look bad. They
Yeah.
look bad.
I didn't like those either. It's kind of like, and I'm so old school that I don't like the way the baseball players wear their pants anymore. I don't like it.
I don't either.
I
there's a reason why they call it a uniform.
Right.
You know, uniform means everybody is the same.
Right.
Not like your preference.
And
Especially
I like
baseball.
I like the stirrups. I like the fact that what's the guy that used to play for the Phillies and the Giants, outfielder. God, I can't remember his name, but he always wears the stirrups. He wears his socks with the stirrups. So I mean, he always does that. And everybody nowadays, they wear the pants so damn long that they're actually dragging on the friggin' ground. And I can't.
They look like CC Sebastian.
Oh, Hunter Pence.
Like,
Hunter Pence.
pajamas.
Yeah,
They look
Hunter
like
Pence.
pajamas. Yeah.
Hunter Pence, that's the guy. I didn't want to say like Hunter Henry. No, Hunter Pence wears baseball pants the way you're supposed to. You tuck your socks and your stirrups into your leggings so that you can see it. And I mean, that's the way it should look. That's the way baseball players should look.
I don't mind some of the players wear like the one color, but they have the pants, to the knee. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but at least they're wearing, because you're saying without the stirrups.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least they're wearing the pants hemmed up, and your socks are in. So I can see that as well. I mean, if you don't want to wear baseball socks or stirrups, fine. But I hate they're looking like you're saying, it's like sweatpants. And like you're saying, CC Sabathia wearing his pants like pajamas. I
have the baggy pants, but they're all the way down to the floor.
Yeah, I just can't dig that. I can't dig that.
Listen, you going to be on Thursday night?
I'm going to be on with several calls. I'm doing several different shows for the draft. I'm on like a couple different like Zoom lines and things like that. I'm not sure if I will be able to do a show per se. I'm not sure. I will see. But I know that the next time for sure that I'm going to be on is next Sunday, because I'm going to do the information about these movies. I want to see this movie list to see if I can get people to put up what they really like out of these top 5 movies. I want to see that.
Right. Well, Bear's going to be on it. And speaking of movies, I'm glad you brought that up. Have you seen the new version of Midway?
No,
not yet. 1917.
I saw
19.
I saw 1917 was a very good film. I did not see the new Midway.
You gotta see it. It's better than the Charlton Heston one.
Okay. Well, I didn't get it.
Better than Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, and then it was out of it. It didn't get good reviews.
It's really good. And you know who's in it? One of the Jonas Brothers.
Oh,
and
really?
He's pretty good.
Okay. Well, the original Midway was, that love story shit between between Charlton Heston's son and the I knew why they put it in there, to show how the Japanese Americans were screwed up. I get that plot point, but it really didn't do anything towards the movie as a whole. I mean, again, I'm not, and I'm not anti-Asian for sure. Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Why? I mean, like in Pearl Harbor. I mean, my God, that's a love story. It's not a war film.
Yeah, I know. Right. I hear you, but it's really good. I mean, whoever directed it was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, I would see that if people thought that's how good it was.
If I can get a copy of it, or if I can see where it's actually on like pay-per-view or something, I will. Yeah. I will watch it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. So you all ready for Thursday for the draft?
As ready as I can be, brother.
Yeah. So am I. I'm hearing that who was it? Trying to trade up for the 10th spot to get Judy. the wide receiver. I forgot what team it was. Somebody's trying to trade up for the 10th spot. I don't know if you heard. It's just recent news.
Yeah, no, I glanced over at I glanced over at some of the different things that I've seen on my phone, and I recall something slightly about it, but not a lot, not a lot.
Mm.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jimmy, I'm gonna end the show, brother, because
Okay.
we're at 11 o'clock, and so. But I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, I hope you go on Thursday. I'll talk to you later.
All right, you take care, brother.
Okay, bye.
All right, that was Jimmy Farrell, and that is definitely the last caller for the evening. We've been on 2 hours, so we'll have our outro now. Again, thank you for hopefully Don is feeling better. Like I said, keep good things in mind. Thoughts and prayers for Vicky's daughter, and then obviously for Max as well. Keep good things in mind. Just keep good tidings to everybody, because again, we are not out of the woods yet, and I'm still kind of afraid to get out of the house. Every time I leave the house, I'm afraid. And, not that I'm a scaredy cat, just that I got all these outlying health issues, and I don't want to pick anything up. So we've had our 2-hour show. We talked sports, we talked movies, we talked babes. I mean, what else are guys going to talk about? Good things. Thank you for joining me. I will check out the reason why. I don't know why we didn't multi-stream on Facebook, but if you were here, I appreciate you being here, definitely. We'll see you for the next show. Definitely next Sunday we'll be doing the show. Whether I'm on for Thursday, because I'm going to be in for a different draft parties and Zooms and views and all those other things. So we'll see what we got going on there. But I can't wait to at least talk about the draft live for whoever I'm on with, and then definitely on next Sunday. And again, make sure you put your movie list up. 5 to 1, 1 to 5. Stay well, stay safe, stay indoors, stay with everybody. We'll see everybody for the next show, and we'll see you out for the draft. Keep an eye on where I'm at, and we'll be doing something. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time for Captain Jack's show. Take care.